Y'all, today we're doing French dressing. And back in 1950, the FDA decided to regulate French dressing with strict requirements, where you had to use vegetable oil, lemon or lime juice, salt, sugar, tomato paste or tomato puree, and several different spices. But in 2022, now this is from 1950 to 2022, the FDA basically revoked that standard and basically said the ingredients in French dressing basically are up to the choice of the people who manufacture it. So what I've done, as I said in other videos, is that I've been going through some of my 100 cookbooks that are old as me. I've got some cookbooks as old as me. And I wanted to share with you some basic salad dressings, because if you learn how to do these basic salad dressings and basic cooking, I believe you can cook anything and you can feed your family. So today we're going to do this French dressing, okay? Okay. So in this measuring cup, I've got a half a cup of olive oil. I'm going to add to it 2 tablespoons of white vinegar, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and mix that. Okay. Then I'm going to add a teaspoon of sugar, a teaspoon of salt, and I'm using real salt because that's what I use for the most part. Let me show you what it looks like. I use real salt pretty much for a lot of stuff. So I'm just using real salt. Okay. So that's a teaspoon of sugar, a half a teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of paprika, which gives French dressing its color. But back in the day, it was tomato paste or tomato puree, okay? And then half a teaspoon of dry mustard. And for heat, just a dash of cayenne pepper. I got some cayenne pepper here. I'm just going to sprinkle a couple of drops of cayenne pepper in here. Like that. That's a dash. And just mix that up. And let you look at it. See it? And then we got to taste it. See what it tastes like. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay. 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 So now the question is, what do we do with this French dressing? What do we do with it? Before we decide on what we're going to put this French dressing on, I wanted to tell you about a few variations of this French dressing that was way back in the 50s and 60s. Some French dressing has red wine vinegar in it and a shallot minced up and a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. Other French dressings have a little parsley in it and a little white pepper in it. So keep that in mind, that there are different variations as old as me, really. But this is the standard one. I call it the classic one from back in the day. And it's good. It's good. Let me let you look at it again. See? It's good. But we got to put it on something to see how it tastes. So I was trying to figure out what I was going to use this French dressing for. And the easiest thing that I could come up with that would make sense to most people is to make the old copper penny salad. Y'all remember that salad? You slice up carrots in a circle like this, or you buy them already sliced up, and then you boil them for a few minutes just to soften them up just a little bit, 5 minutes or so, just a little bit. You don't want them mushy. And then I'm going to show you what else I mix with this. So here are the carrots, and because I did so few carrots, I let them boil for about 2 minutes. Now, the traditional way of making this copper penny salad is to let the carrots cool completely, but I kind of disagree with that, because once I add my French dressing onto it, or the traditional marinade that's used for it, I believe that the flavors get soaked in better in a dish if the food that you're putting it on is still a little bit warm. So I'm gonna let this cool for a few minutes, and all we're gonna do is add this to a bowl. Then we're going to add some green bell peppers. Okay. I'm going to add some green bell peppers, and we're going to add some onions. So I've chopped up some onions. Okay. And we're going to stir that a little bit. And then we're going to take our French dressing, and we're going to pour our French dressing over the carrot mixture. Now, the reason I wanted to do this instead of the traditional way of making this copper penny salad is because the French dressing tastes, to me, very similar to what they would use for this copper penny salad. And what they would typically use is a can of tomato soup, okay, and some oil and vinegar and salt and sugar and dry mustard, the very thing that I did to make the French dressing. The only difference is they added tomato soup to it. So what you do is you let this sit in the refrigerator and marinate for several hours to overnight. And what will happen is all of those flavors from our French dressing is going to soak into the carrots, soak into the peppers, soak into the onions. And it's going to be a nice, flavorful salad that you could use to carry in your lunch. You could eat it at home for lunch. You could introduce your kids to vegetables that way. I'm not going to let it sit overnight because I'm getting ready to eat this right now. But let me show you how I would plate it up. And there it is, the copper penny salad, not using the traditional tomato soup based marinade, but using the classic made from home French dressing out of a cookbook that I found that's almost as old as me. I want to encourage you to make this salad because I've already tasted it and it's delicious just like it is, even with the carrots being a little bit warm, y'all. The reason they call it the copper penny salad is because the carrots are supposed to mimic copper pennies with this marinade on it. Remember, the traditional marinade was tomato soup, basically with everything that I put into the French dressing. The olive oil, the vinegar, the lemon, the salt, the cayenne, the sugar, all of that, in addition to tomato soup. And then you pour that over the salad and you would have a copper penny salad. But I elected to just use the French dressing, and oh my God, it's really good. The longer it sits in the refrigerator, the better it's gonna be, but it's not gonna last for me because I'm getting ready to eat it right now. So that's what I got for y'all today. I wanted to share another classic, basic salad dressing recipe that you can make at home so you don't have to buy all of these salad dressings in the stores. And the good thing about this is that you can do your own variation. If it's not sweet enough for you, add more sugar, okay? Add other things to it. You could add the Worcestershire sauce to it if you wanted to. You could add hot sauce to it if you want to. But I wanted to give you the basic recipe because I'm all about sharing with you simple, basic recipes, and then you build upon those recipes to prepare food the way you like to prepare food for you and your family. All right, that's what I got for y'all today. I'm Val Taylor. Y'all go out and make it a great day, and I will see y'all on the next video. And know for a fact, baby, this salad is really, really good. Copper penny salad. Bye now.